Good morning, and welcome to Blue Girls Podcast. I will be discussing dreams dated October, November, and December of 2011. And so the first one is transfer, cut, transport, transfer. I was in New Mexico at a retail store, and it was revealed to me the reason a coordinator stopped working with me was because she was afraid of me taking her job away from her, which of course wasn't true. Then there was something that I was innocent of. My bangs were uneven, so I went to buy a pair of scissors so I could cut them myself. Then I was on a bus with other people. I was sitting next to a black man, and I didn't know where I was. I saw things wasn't familiar to me, so I asked where I was. A couple of states over, Washington, D.C., I thought it looked like. So in real life, this is like many years ago, I did work with a coordinator, and I was under her, but we worked kind of like a team. I did other things at the retail store, but in the dream, it was revealed to me that she stopped working with me because she was afraid I was going to take her job away from her. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think that they were going to promote me or whatever, but I wasn't really there that long, and I didn't I liked working with her as a team, and so I wasn't trying to take her job away from her or anything. So I don't know if that was the reason or not. She just, I don't know. Then there was something about that I was innocent of, and my bangs weren't even, so I cut my bangs. I used to cut my bangs like in my 20s and 30s, and then, so something was uneven, and so there was cut. I don't know. I've seen this a couple times, more than a couple times in my documented dreams, and I still don't know for sure exactly what is uneven. I think I might know what it is, but I'm not for sure. This is in October. So then I was on a bus. I was with this nice African man, and he was helping me. And so I think, I'm not for sure what he was helping me with, maybe like a place to stay. I think he was kind of somebody who kind of fights for people's rights, I think. That's kind of what I felt like in the dream. So anyway, the area didn't look familiar, and we were on a bus, and I was like, okay. And so I've never been to Washington, D.C. I did try to go sometime this year for like a couple of days, but that didn't pan out. So anyway, so the next dream is, it's a popular dream in my WordPress. It's titled From Muddy Water to Blue Clear Water, October 25th, 2011. Now, the reason why that I sit there and I do dates like that is because sometimes when I have these dreams, like sometimes, things may happen. Like sometimes I'll have a dream about somebody or whatever, and then they'll show up maybe next, like in a month, or sometimes even years later. So that's why I do the date, because then I know I would know, okay, well, November 25th, this, whatever. So, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just a dream. But anyway, this dream was strange because it was similar to a dream I had before going to Florida, and was about Florida. There was a fire alarm going off, which happened in my building I was currently living. The noise. I fell back to sleep. There was this Asian woman who went into one of my neighbor's place and told me he didn't like him anymore, or her, and then left. Then my window was open of my condominium, and I saw two people in some kind of boat, and they just looked at me. There was clear water, not muddy water, like in previous dream, and it was up to my ledge of window, about a foot from window. I looked outside the window to see the fire. Saw nothing. It says fire. Then a small wave came towards my window, and it entered my condo and was in the dream. Okay, so this dream, So yeah, something similar did happen. This is like, I would say, a couple years later. I did end up in an apartment where I had a view of a body of water within about 2 blocks of me. And and I think at the time one of my neighbors was having some mental health issues, and there was a fire alarm did go off, and I don't know if an Asian lady knocked on her door, or approached her, or what, but whatever. I guess she didn't like some guy or something anymore. So it wasn't a condominium, but it was an apartment. And like, I had a previous dream in which I looked outside. It's the same apartment building. I looked outside of my window, and there was a small plane floating in the water. Well, that never happened. So anyway, so this time I'm looking outside of my window, and there's these two women who are sitting in the same boat together. And we're just kind of sitting there staring at each other. And I didn't really know who these people were. And then this huge blue clear water wave entered the bedroom window, even though I guess it was like partially open or whatever, or halfway open. It was a whole window. Well, it says it's a small wave, but it was pretty large. It covered most of the window. So the next dream is Friends in Therapy, November 24th, 2011. I was talking to a friend about staying there. Then his girlfriend called, and she was talking about how this girl invited his girlfriend to do their jewelry together, but I wasn't invited behind back. Then I was sitting in a group with this young female counselor, and we were discussing therapy. I was telling her that I felt what I needed. I mentioned I was quiet. It was a matter of balancing. She disagreed, and so I just listened to her view of what she felt I needed. She thought I should come 4 days a week. I told her she was out of her mind. Okay, so I'm not for sure what was going on. I don't know why I would be staying with my friend or whatever. But I've had a couple of dreams in which, so his girlfriend or whatever, she doesn't really do jewelry. I've done some jewelry like many years ago. Nothing, just took there was an art class, or not really a class, but people would go there and do their artwork. So I think what was going on, I think it was I don't think it was her. I think it was somebody else. It could have been the same name. Sometimes that happens. But so I think that somebody didn't invite me to do like an art project, and went behind my back and said, okay, well, we'll do our jewelry together, and screw me, which I think, yeah. So I think that's what happened. So then I remember this counselor, and she was a young counselor, and so she's one of those people who really believed in counseling, and and I was like, I don't really like, when I was in my 20s, I did counseling. I had counseling and stuff like that, but I think at this point in the dream, I don't really, I need, going to a therapist is definitely something I need, but I don't need, she was saying 4 days a week, but I think it was just like, it could have been on the 4th or whatever, or something with the 4. But yeah, I don't like it when it's kind of shoved down my throat, and I've already I've already done all my major therapy stuff, intensive stuff in my 20s. And so anyway, so I think that she was kind of a spring chicken. She just was, kind of just out of college, I think. So she, was trying to help me and whatever. So the next dream is titled Monorail Comes to a Screeching Halt, December 7th, 2011. I was on this monorail and it started moving and came to a screeching halt. Everyone was wondering why it had stopped. My bar wasn't even down, that's why it stopped. Protection. I saw two black revolving doors in front of me, and as if it was going in front of me, as if going into a tunnel. Once I put a bar down, I started moving again. I didn't know. I wanted to go back because there was something moving in my duffel bag. It was alive. I didn't want to leave the duffel bag there. Then it was nighttime and I saw a bus with the number 9 on it. I chose not to take the bus, which would have directly led to my place, longer route, whereas derailed was one stop away. I also forgot my jacket on rail and left my sandals behind. Then some girl in a movie I saw was working on her art project in her kitchen, and she went right up to me and kissed me on the mouth. I didn't respond and wasn't expecting it. I just went about my own business. I thought rail stop, my stop was next stop. So I took that instead of Route 9 winding. I guess I got back. I saw myself waiting for rail, then I was at this girl's place. Okay, so I remember this dream. I was like right in front of the monorail, and I remember seeing these black revolving doors, and the monorail came to a screeching halt. It just like stopped, and I remember looking down, and my the safety bar was not down, which really doesn't make sense because they check all that. So anyway, I don't know, maybe it wasn't down properly. So I fixed it and it went down. And then after I left something, whatever, my sandals and a jacket or something in the monorail cart. And I don't know why I would be carrying them, and why wouldn't the sandals be on my feet? But anyway, I don't know. So maybe they were just an extra pair, I'm not sure. And whatever, there's some kind of bug or whatever moving in my duffel bag. Yeah, so then I went, I was going to take a bus number 9. Of course, it means the 9th or whatever, the 9th month, 9th day, whatever. So whatever, but I guess I took a different route. I was derailed. Maybe that's part of the monorail things, coming to a screeching halt. So anyway, later in this evening, I had this friend there, and we were working, or she was working on an art project, or else I was. And I just remember standing in the kitchen, and she just like came up to me, and I think she gave me a kiss. I don't know if it was on the cheek or the mouth. And I didn't respond because I have no interest in this girl romantically. And I didn't even see it coming. So I didn't respond because I was not interested in her. But I remember being a little kind of caught off guard. So anyway, I don't know. So then, yeah, so I think that's going to be about it. That's all the way to December. So yeah, that's the end of the podcast video. This video, whatever I do it on the 15th, and then the end of the month, last day of the month, and then the podcast is on Tuesdays weekly. So anyway, thank you for listening.